Welcome to Surviving Wokeland with Ethan Quinn, a channel dedicated to exposing and explaining the ideology driving wokeness. In Ministry of Truth, I explain the tools of propaganda and how they are used in the culture war. One of the most powerful propaganda tools is the process of disfiguration. It is more commonly known as name-calling, and Merriam-Webster defines it as the use of offensive names, especially to win an argument, or to induce rejection or condemnation, as of a person or project, without objective consideration of the facts. Imagine a soccer player who does not have the skill to take the ball away from a better player. So instead of playing the ball, he knocks down the opposition player and then takes the ball. This is a good analogy for disfiguration. It is the political equivalent of playing the man, not the ball. Instead of debating your opponent's ideas, you attack their character, and then claim their ideas are evil, because their nature is evil. Disfiguration has been used extensively by the left in the culture war, by attacking the character of their opponents instead of debating the merits of any argument. An example of this is how the left has demonized terms like conservative and right-wing, and conflated these words with terms like racist and fascist. One effect of the culture war is that it has brainwashed society to the point where many can no longer tell the difference between truth and propaganda. Knowledge is the only way to know the difference. So today I want to clarify a few terms and explain what they really mean, as opposed to what woke propaganda would like you to believe they mean. In woke propaganda, there are two political positions: radical left or far right. The narrative is that if you disagree with the woke ideology, you are a right-wing, racist, fascist Nazi who wants to take people's rights away and promote white supremacy. If you believe that, you have allowed yourself to be brainwashed by propaganda. So what does it mean to be politically conservative? In the political context, a conservative is someone who believes in conserving, or in the conservation, of specific principles. To conserve means to protect, preserve, or safeguard. So what is it that conservatives want to protect, preserve, and safeguard? The answer is rights and freedoms. Specifically individual rights and freedoms. And that is why conservatism is the belief in protecting individuals by advocating for individual rights and freedoms, like equality, the right to life, freedom of speech, private property ownership, the right to bear arms, and freedom of religion. Limited government. Limiting the government's power over individuals instead of giving the state unlimited power. The rule of law. Individuals and society must be protected by laws that are applied equally and without bias to all people. Free markets. An economy without government coercion or control. Individual and fiscal responsibility. It may seem strange, but personal responsibility and the state's fiscal responsibility go hand in hand. Conservatives believe individuals should take personal responsibility for their own lives, including financially providing for themselves. The state should not spend money it does not have on providing endless amounts of welfare benefits. Personal responsibility is essential because, without it, you become state dependent, which means you need to give the state more control and no longer have autonomy over your choices. If you want to depend on the state, you have to accept that they will treat you like a child. Not every politician who claims to be conservative indeed believes in these principles. So if you vote for a conservative, you should ensure they do. However, suppose you refuse to vote for someone just because they are conservative. In that case, these are the principles you are rejecting. There is nothing racist or fascist about conservative politics. However, woke propaganda uses very dishonest mental gymnastics to portray these ideas as racist, which is all part of the process of disfiguration. So, how does conservatism differ from what liberals believe? If conservatives want to protect freedom, what do liberals want to achieve? The short answer is liberation. Liberals believe that society is unfair, and rather than protecting the existing freedom, society must still be liberated from oppression. Ironically, they believe the way to achieve liberation from an oppressive system is to give the state more power. The further left you go on the political spectrum, the more state control you advocate for. The further right you go, the less state control you want. So, is there any correlation between conservatism and being a racist or a fascist? The answer is no. Both racism and fascism are incompatible with the principles of conservatism. Let's look at the definition of fascism. According to the dictionary, fascism is a governmental system led by a dictator having complete power, forcibly suppressing opposition and criticism, regimenting all industry, commerce, etc., and emphasizing an aggressive nationalism and often racism. So fascism is the belief in authoritarian government control, suppression of opinion, state control of industry, racism. while conservatism believes in limited government, freedom of speech, free markets, individual rights. Calling a conservative a fascist is nonsensical. Clearly, there is no ideological connection between fascism and conservatism. However, left-wing socialism is almost ideologically identical to fascism. Government control, censorship of opinions it does not like, state regulation of industry, identity-based rights. Wokeness is nothing more than authoritarianism, disguised as tolerance and inclusion. And that is how wokeness has used disfiguration to get people to support the exact opposite of what they think they are supporting. Please share this video, because YouTube is shadow banning me. And please like, subscribe, and comment. You can also support this channel by downloading my book, Ministry of Truth: How Propaganda Fuels the Culture War. And join me again tomorrow when we examine the difference between non-racism and anti-racism. Until then, this is Ethan Quinn saying, stay free.